Dr. Ritchie, first off, for a lot of people who aren't familiar with what's happening right now in terms of polio in the state of New York, fill us in.
Well, right now, the state of New York has declared a state of emergency over polio. The governor did that over the weekend. They had one case of paralysis, but it's been in the wastewater in 4 counties. And they feel that there are a lot of silent cases happening. So one case is an outbreak of polio. The actual paralysis happens in less than 1% of cases. However, there's obviously cases happening. It can present as a cold-like symptoms, and people wouldn't have any idea they had polio. So there is an outbreak presently in New York, in the state of New York.
And you mentioned they found this in the wastewater that they tested. Are you concerned that there could be polio here in the Coachella Valley? And are we testing our wastewater for polio?
Well, this is the thing, Peter, is that we are such a small global world. I'm concerned that it could be in many other states, many other counties. And I really do believe that we should all start testing our wastewater for polio. We travel to New York travels here. We have direct flights. I do. Utah, I know right now is considering and on the brink of testing their wastewater. They have a lot of people that don't get vaccinated there, and they want to know, they want to be ahead of the game and not behind the 8 ball on polio and wait for someone to get paralysis. They want to know ahead of time. Once you find it in the wastewater, you've had it in circulation for about a month at least.
So you think we should be testing our wastewater here right now for polio?
I do.
Is it a matter not so much of if, but when polio comes here?
I'm concerned about it because we have in California many people who also don't get vaccinated, don't want to get vaccinated. And also you have to remember that 2020 was a year people didn't go to doctors because of COVID. And so there's a lot of people, a lot of kids that aren't vaccinated who grow into adults. And you want to monitor this. So it's certainly a possibility.
So this is where I guess I'm a little confused. And if you could clarify, I thought polio was eradicated in the United States and that everybody was vaccinated against it.
Well, we do still vaccinate kids, but there's been a large group of people that are anti-vaccination, that quote unquote anti-vaxxers. And so what happened with this gentleman in New York is he was exposed to somebody that received the oral vaccination, which is a live vaccine. And when somebody gets that, they excrete, in a sense, the virus. And so he was exposed that way. The person that came in was not from the United States. The United States vaccinates with an injectable polio vaccine. So he was exposed, he got the virus, and he's paralyzed now. We did eradicate it, and but it's here again. And the concern is that there will be more cases.
There will be more cases, you think? So the bottom line, Dr. Ritchie, what do people need to know? Obviously, get vaccinated for polio to start with.
Get vaccinated for polio. As healthcare providers, be on the lookout for things that seem peculiar, any weakness in kids particularly. We need a big vaccine campaign here all over the United States.
I have a feeling we'll be talking to you more about this in the future. All right, Dr. Ritchie, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Peter.